Good afternoon, everyone. Today we gather here for the 100th celebration of Project Greenlight. A little over a year ago, January the 11th, 2016, we had a press conference where we announced the launch of Project Greenlight with 8 owners, gas station owners who were courageous, who partnered with the city of Detroit to take this endeavor on to create safe spots, safe havens in the city. And today, we're here for the 100th celebration. So at this point, I would like to introduce our honorable mayor, who had the vision, along with the chief of police, to make this a reality. And who knew that we would be here today celebrating the 100th opening. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commander. Well, I want to thank Mr. Abuna and the Seaway family for being the 100th Greenlight project. The chief and I are keenly aware of the fact that this city remains much too violent. And while the crime rate's coming down, it's not coming down nearly fast enough. And we have to do a lot more. And if we keep fighting crime the same way we've always fought it, we'll keep having different results. So in addition to filling up the police academy with new recruits, the neighborhood policing initiatives, ceasefire, and a number of others, the chief and I thought, what happens if you create a zone of safety where you have high-definition color cameras that can be monitored live at the police station? If you have the area lit so bright you can read a magazine, you can see all the license plates and the faces of the individuals, could we create zones of safety? And without a doubt, the single biggest success last year was that carjackings in the city of Detroit were down more than 30%. And there's no question that Greenlight has been a significant part of that. And now that we're spreading quickly, it was helped enormously when Comcast came on board with the financing plan, then DTE came on board with their own assistance on the lighting. And we have Malak Beydoun, who has been coordinating for my office and the police department, along with the commanders in the precincts who have been out knocking doors themselves. We've seen a 50% reduction in crimes at the Greenlight locations. And just as powerfully, we're hearing more and more stories of people feeling in danger or threatened and going to a Greenlight location and then calling 911. They are starting to see these locations as zones of safety. And so it's my hope that now that we've proven we can handle 100, the chief is building out a huge real-time crime center at police headquarters that before we are too much farther into this year, we will be proposing an ordinance to City Council to require any business in this city on a reasonable phased-in basis that if you're going to take customers after 10 p.m., that you have to become a Greenlight location. And can you imagine if all of the gas stations, party stores, supermarkets, Coney Islands, bars, everybody that was taking people after 10, if they all became zones of safety, how much different would this city be? And the man who first came up with the idea of Greenlight and said we're going to do something different, instead of just our business people criticizing us for not doing enough and us criticizing them for not doing enough in our troubled locations, the chief said, what if we came together and created a partnership? He's the one that started this off, so let me introduce the Chief of Police, James Craig.
So it is an exciting day. As Todd and both the mayor pointed out, we're talking about just slightly a year where we started with 8 locations, and look at us now. We're talking about 100. You know, I had a chance to meet with some of the owners of businesses who've adopted the Greenlight. We had a meeting just a couple of days ago. It was a great meeting. And you know, when I think about the owners, and when we first started this, what I call a very small idea, our owners, I said, look, you're part of the neighborhood. We want you to be a good neighbor. And look at the good neighbors that we have across Detroit. 100 good neighbors. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, I'm going to jump out on a limb and say something. You know, I went through when CompStat was in its infancy. It was a big policing strategy that continues today as a great move in reducing violence in so many cities across America. And as the mayor pointed out, certainly we still have work to do, and we're seeing a steady decline, but certainly not fast enough for us. But when you think about the Greenlight partnership, I would tell you this might be one of the single recent innovations in law enforcement moving forward that we'll talk about 10, 15 years from now. So there's cities that have a fourth of the crime that we have, that want safe cities, that are visiting us, want to understand Greenlight. As far as Brazil. Brazil has what they call it the blue light, but it essentially works the same way. So I'm excited about the future, but as the mayor pointed out, these safe zones. So when we talk about violent crime, when you look at compare 2016 to 2015, so all businesses, we've seen a 17% reduction, gas stations 22% reduction, liquor stores 20% reduction, businesses open past 10 that have Greenlight 19%, and the original 8 around 40. So this is great news, and it's going to continue to expand. You know, criminals are no different than entrepreneurs who make cost-benefit decisions. And now they know that Greenlight is everywhere. They don't want to carjack in Detroit, pull robberies, and when they do, they know one thing: we will find you, and when we find you, we will arrest you, because that's what Greenlight's about. And as the mayor also pointed out, we're very excited about our new real-time crime center that should be opening in a few short months. And when that happens, the growth will be explosive. So I'm excited about it. I want to also thank the police commissioners. I want to thank our council, certainly again the mayor, and certainly last but certainly not least, our men and women in blue who make this a possibility. So thank you for that. Oh, so some weeks ago, we started looking at, you know, our responsiveness to Greenlight. And so what we did, we launched, I want to say 2-3 weeks ago now, that any crime in progress at a Greenlight location would be a priority 1 call. Because we know the quicker we get to a location, there's a greater likelihood that we will arrest a suspect. So we're excited about what we're seeing preliminarily. I would tell you, I wish I could tell you, I used to come to these Greenlights and give you short stories about different successful apprehensions. Frankly, as I pointed out, criminals are making different decisions. And while we had a recent incident a couple of weeks ago at a McDonald's, we got the 911 call, our technicians went, watched, and saw that the suspect at this McDonald's was the same suspect involved in the earlier carjacking. That suspect was arrested within minutes of the call. So again, great job, and thank you.
Well, welcome to District 7. I'm Councilman Gabe Leland, and we're here at Seaway Market, and I have the distinct honor to introduce Mr. Eddie Abuna in a minute, a extremely great business owner, a steward of the community. You know, I think he's kind of changing the game when it comes to corporate stewardship and partnering with the community. We've been so blessed with you and your store here, and worked on many, many partnerships. And we're here to celebrate the 100th Greenlight location. I'm joined by council member Andre Spivey, who's here as well, who is a big champion at the council table on this issue. And when I told him about where we were going to be meeting, I was giving him a hard time, you know, because he's an East Sider, I'm a West Sider, and I said, you know how to get there? And he said, well, you know, that's my other home because I grew up on Westwood in West Chicago. So, you know, Detroit is the biggest small city, is it not? And so, wow, 100 green lights in the city of Detroit. It's quite amazing, and it wouldn't happen, you know, without the business owners, you know, stepping up in a really big way. Mr. Eddie came to me and he said, how can I invest? And I suggested Greenlight to him because, this is an opportunity that we have as a city. We have a lot of shopping options. I'm not one that thinks that the food desert is real, but it's really about changing that dynamic about the mentality about shopping in Detroit. This is about safety for your workers, safety for the citizens, safety for the community. And there's a lot of community representation here today, as well as a number of business owners who will speak later. This area is coming back, and it's because of the strong investments that businesses are making in their business. As I was driving here from off of 96, I was passing by a McDonald's that was recently renovated. I was passing by a gas station that was recently renovated. O'Shea Park is coming back. And so it's all of us together working productively on these projects. Mr. Mayor, you mentioned the ordinance coming to the table. We're going to work together. We're going to figure this out, and we're going to make safety the number one priority here in the city of Detroit. And so I'm just really honored about today. I know it's going to be, the next 100 is going to be much quicker. And I wanted to introduce the owner of Seaway Market, Mr. Eddie Abuna. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. My name is Eddie Abuna. My family and I been doing business in the city of Detroit for the last 35 years. We've enjoyed doing business in Detroit. Currently, we operate 3 grocery stores in the city of Detroit, as well as one in Toledo, Ohio. We took over this property back in 2004. We renovated it. We learned about the Greenlight from our chamber, from Councilman Leland, and we dug into it. We liked the idea. We're really trying to find creative way to ensure the safety for our customers, partner up with the city, with the police department, to make the neighborhood safer, to improve the neighborhood. And we honor to have you all in here, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Police Chief, and all the dignity. We appreciate you guys, and I urge every store owner to join the Greenlight. Thank you. Thank you.
Like you've heard, this is a celebration and we're all in. Everyone is here. Throughout my travels, I have not ran into anybody in the community who said Greenlight was a bad idea. Regardless of where you come from, who you are, everyone has said, you know what, you guys got it right. We're innovative, we're doing great things. So at this point, I would like to introduce another partner of ours as well, Mr. Trevor Lauer from DTE Electric, who's been a great partner to this success also. Mr. Lauder.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and on behalf of everybody at DTE, I would congratulate the city, the mayor, police chief, everybody on accomplishing 100 Greenlight. It seemed like just a couple months ago when DTE Energy jumped in the program, offered incentives. Since then, about 20 of the new enrollees in the Greenlight program have taken the opportunity for incentives. We'd encourage any business that wants to get involved. You can get up to $7,000 per site in rebates to get involved in Greenlight. It's great for the city, it's great for the businesses, it's great for all the residents in the city of Detroit. This is our hometown. DTE is headquartered in the city of Detroit, and we'll do whatever we can to make this a great city. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Ms. Michelle Gilbert of Comcast, who's been an invaluable partner as far as helping Project Greenlight grow and helping us reach that 100 mark. Ms. Gilbert.
I think the reason this is such an important milestone is that it really demonstrates the success of what happens when you bring organizations together that are all fighting towards the same cause. You've got the city, you've got Comcast, you've got DTE, and you've got all of these small business owners that all care about keeping our residents and the employees safe. And while our headquarters may not be in Detroit. We have 4,000 employees in Michigan, probably about 3/4 that live and work in the city and surrounding areas and come to Detroit to shop and to enjoy games and everything else. And so our employees, we understand how important a program like Project Greenlight is, and we're here on the ground and we're able to work directly with the city, who has been just fantastic. You may think that it's super easy to just take an order and go and install, but there are a lot of steps in between, and I wouldn't be up here doing justice if I didn't give true credit to Mayor Duggan and Police Chief Craig and their entire teams, because every step of the way they have been phenomenal for us to work with. And we know that we will be here to celebrate future milestones because of the tremendous collaboration that we've been able to establish. Thank you.
Would like to also thank our community as well. We have Barb Matney from Radio Patrol, Joe Matney from Radio Patrol, South Warrendale. We have other community members also. We have the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners. I know I saw Ricardo Moore. I saw Willie Bell here, who are standing with us, and also Derek Sanders. Just the community has really also got behind Project Greenlight, and they're going out to businesses requesting like, hey, we want you to have a green light. So just thank them. They did also participate big time in helping us reach this mark today. At this point, I would like to introduce Mr. Mike Sod, the owner of Starter's Bar and Grill, who is a Greenlight partner also.
Thank you very much. I've been a Greenlight partner for now about 8 months, and I can't speak how well it's worked for me. It has been truly a great program, thanks to the mayor and the police chief and the people that behind them. The police officers come in there 2-3 times a day to sign the book for us, so they get the support. We're seeing the community support, and many of my patrons have expressed gratitude for showing the fact that we are a partner in the Greenlight project and the fact that there's cameras out there that provide for their safety. I am open till 2 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week, and I have seen an increase in business in the families that come around to see us. Patrons are constantly reminding us, thank you for being a Greenlight partner. Again, I want to thank the mayor and the police chief and the people that support them. Thank you very much.
Like I said, Project Greenlight, great innovation, City of Detroit, all stakeholders come together, media, community, business partners, public-private partnership, it just works. And I did say this was a celebration. At this point, we're gonna move outdoors. And we're going to act like it's the new year as we launch the green light right outside. We're gonna fire it up and we're gonna do a countdown. I know it's cold and I will be brief. We'll take some questions and answers. Yes.
Any questions? Let me make a couple of more comments, because what you saw today reflects the partnership between the mayor and the council. I didn't see Councilman Spivey when I came in, but he passed the original ordinance requiring gas stations to have cameras. That really was the first step in this direction and deserves enormous credit. And Mr. Sod from Starter's Lounge didn't tell you how he got a green light, but Councilman Leland and I were having lunch at his restaurant, and he came over and started to talk about some issues he was having, and the councilman says, well, there's a solution, sign up and be a green light. And so we recruited him at lunch, and it's worked out well for everybody. But it's been a partnership with the council members, and I just want to say thank you to the two of you for everything you've done. With that, we'll take any questions. Okay, you just want to go out in the cold and see the light go on? All right, let's go.